Is this M18 router by Milwaukee the new gold standard for compact routers? Let's find out. Okay, so first up, let me show you what is in the box, what comes in the box. They package this very efficiently. We have our dust collection port right here, alternate router base, and the actual router, along with instructions and these little catalogs that make you want to buy more Milwaukee tools. I don't know why they include these in the box. Anyways, I'll check out that later. Man, this is packaged really nicely. Also, there's a lot more that comes. Ooh, an edge guide. There's a lot more that comes in this box than in like Ryobi router, or the Ryobi router that I reviewed on the channel a couple months back. This is a little more expensive router. You're going to be getting a little bit more with it. Now, the package I got does not come with batteries. You can, of course, get packages that do come with batteries, and I'll link the different batteries down in the description that you can use with this router. But wow, right out of the packaging, this feels really good. It feels comfortable in the hand. It's got great weight to it. It might almost be a little too heavy. We'll talk about that in a second. But this looks really good. Let me unpackage this real quick. Okay, so after unpackaging everything, once again, you got your hardware to mount your edge guide and also the hardware to mount your dust collection port. I kind of wish this plastic felt a little more robust than it does. I mean, this is Milwaukee. This is the makers of Milwaukee Packout, the best shop storage system in the world. And then they give me like this cheap plastic dust port. I don't know. I mean, it just kind of feels like if I dropped this on the floor right now, it would probably shatter. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Kind of the opposite from like this base here, though. This feels really good. This router base right here feels really good. Anyways, going back to the router, feels really, really great in the hands. When you pick this up, it's just got what I call good weight. It doesn't feel cheap. All of these components are metal. This fixed base is metal with a little hard rubber grip here. One thing that I think is also important for routers is you don't want them to be too wide. And because if you're like holding a router with your hands really open, it's just going to get uncomfortable, especially if you're using your router for a long period of time. This does not have that problem. This is very, very comfortable in the hands. I even love like this adjustment here. That's fully metal, which I really, really like. Yeah, just the way this feels is so good. A couple of features before we fire up this router. This is a variable speed router, okay? That's really, really nice. Once again, just as a reminder, when you're routing, the more material that your bit is going to remove, the more you want to slow down the speed of that bit. So if you're using like a pretty chunky roundover bit, let's say, maybe like a 1/2 inch roundover, that's removing a good bit of material. And so you're gonna wanna slow down the speed of your router. However, if you're doing like, you know, a maybe 1/8 inch roundover and you're just barely touching up the sides of like a cutting board or something, well then you could speed your router up and remove that material more quickly. So when you adjust your speed based on the size of your bit, it's going to give you more safe and more accurate cuts. It's going to be less likely to run away from you. Your router's not going to run away from you. So just kind of keep that tip in mind. Because of that, I never will buy a router that doesn't have variable speed. To me, that just every router, in my opinion, needs variable speed. This one has that. You're also going to get 2 LED lights with this. We will check those out in a second, but I like the fact that it has 2. Good lighting, in my opinion, is very underrated when it comes to really just woodworking in general. If you can't see your cut lines, if you can't see what you're doing, it can lead to inaccurate cuts or maybe even getting your finger too close to a blade or something like that. Another great feature about this router is that you can take this fixed base off, and this doesn't come in the package, but you can buy an accessory plunge base. And I'm pretty sure that's what this is for, is when you attach the plunge base to your router, which you could also just attach this if you wanted like a wider base. But that's a really nice feature. I don't know personally that I would use a plunge base with this router for most of my applications. Like when I use a plunge router, for me in my shop at least, it's usually because I'm surfacing a slab, like an epoxy and like an epoxy coffee table or a live edge slab or a cookie. There's no way I would use this router for that. To me, this router is like, let's put in some edge profiles. Maybe if we're doing dovetail inlays in a jig or something like that. So I didn't get the plunge base, but it is nice to have that as an option. I really haven't seen that with most compact routers like this. One more nice feature is if you want to do macro adjustments to the height of your bit, you got this button right here, so you can adjust everything. There is a little indicator on the side, but I wouldn't trust that too much. I kind of wish this had positive stops right here in the main cylinder so you could stop at 1 inch or 2 inches, but that's pretty nitpicky, honestly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a battery in. This is the M18 1.5 amp battery. And I love how the lights come on. You maybe can see this. The two LED lights come on. They don't stay on, but right when you put the battery in, they're on for a few minutes. Once the battery's installed, this, once again, pretty weighty router. I think it's mostly good weight. I like having some weight with the router, but man, especially if you were to put a bigger battery on here, this would get pretty heavy if you were routing for a long period of time. So just kind of something to think about. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think that's kind of how it is. All right, so let's turn this on speed 1. One thing I'm not a fan of is that doesn't have a soft start. I really wish this kind of had a soft start. I'm gonna go up to number 4 speed. It's got a quick stop, which I like that. Almost sounds like there's a brake being thrown on there. But yeah, I wish it had a softer start. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a soft start. It starts quick and it stops quick. I love that it stops quick. Wish it had a soft start. That's just me. Yeah, honestly, this feels great. Really excited about trying out a few things with this router. The first thing we're going to try out is I'm going to do some flush trimming on a charcuterie board that I'm working on. And by the way, if you're interested in seeing that video, it's going to be coming out in a few weeks if it's not out already. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and you'll see that video come out. But we're going to test this router by doing some edge trimming on that charcuterie board. Then we might put it through a couple of other tests and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, before I give you my final thoughts on how this router held up, how the battery life was, all that kind of stuff, if this video has been helpful for you, if you could just hit the like button, it's right below the screen. That's just kind of the way to give back on YouTube, and it really means a lot to me. So hit the like button. Also, if you're interested in more tool reviews, I review a ton of Milwaukee stuff, a lot of other brands too. Subscribe. Love to have you around for future tool reviews, woodworking projects, things like that. All right, let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts on this Milwaukee router. So after running this router for a little bit, honestly, I am really, really impressed. I like the way it handled. I felt very comfortable using this router in an actual project, like in an actual builds that I'm currently working on. So honestly, y'all, I'm a huge, huge fan of this Milwaukee router. To be honest, for projects like I just did, which is something I do with most of my palm routers, I'm usually doing roundovers on a cutting board or chamfers on a cutting board or edge profiling. This is going to be my new go-to router. I love that it's battery powered, and so you're not having to worry about extension cords. That's always a pain. I hate getting out extension cords. Battery life was pretty solid. Now, this is the 1.5 amp, so really I should probably get a better or more high capacity battery for this router. I'm just going to add that to my shopping list, I guess. And I'll link some that Milwaukee has down in the description of this video. But for this project right here, I did the edge routing on this little charcuterie board. And, it probably was 7 minutes of routing, and I went through an entire battery. So from full to absolutely dead. which once again, I was going over this a couple of times. I was doing some back routing. This is a hardwood. It's pretty thick. So it was probably a good bit of stress on that battery. I would have liked to see the battery life be a little bit better. But once again, this is a 1.5 amp battery. It's like the lowest amp battery in the M18 line. And so I'm not really putting that on the router as much as I am my personal battery selection. Overall, if you're looking for a compact battery powered router, this is the best one that I've ever used. This is a Milwaukee one that I reviewed on the channel a while back, and it's solid for a budget router, but it does not compare to this Milwaukee. Hands down, this is the best compact router I've ever used, and I really recommend it to you.